talk about the games happened on March 18th. The first game is the Dallas Mavericks went into the Sixers and lost 101, 111. Luka Doncic struggled pretty massively. Just the 17 points with 6 turnovers, had 10 assists and 7 rebounds, but went 5 for 9 from the free throw line and 5 for 20. I know Matisse Thybulle is a great defender, but collectively, Sixers got is a great defensive team. Jaylen Brunson went off. Probably they would give all the attention to Luka. Jaylen Brunson had a great game. Spencer Dinwiddie continued to play 30 plus minutes, and continues to put up great numbers. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals and a block. The man doesn't really get any steals, defensive stats, but on this Mavericks team, he could be more focused on getting defense. Well, the Mavericks as a team only got 4 steals, so no defensive stats at all coming out of them this game. Even though they're playing against Harden. Dorian Finney-Smith, no defensive stats, but he could be a great streamer for some points and rebounds and some threes. Lately, he's been scoring a lot since Porzingis was gone. And Maxi Kleber could be a block streamer in the playoffs. I think the Mavericks got some back-to-back coming up, so some of these guys could be useful. For the 76ers, Matisse Thybulle played just 22 minutes, had 3 personal fouls, had 2 steals and a block, 10 points. Tobias Harris, again, very mediocre game. Tyrese Maxey, yeah, that's going to happen from time to time with James Harden here and with Joel Embiid playing. We know that Tyrese Maxey is not going to put up great numbers like he was putting up in the first couple of games with James Harden here. But he should be better than this most nights. And Joel Embiid and Harden, of course. Joel Embiid, what a game. 5 steals and a block. 32 points, what a monster game, but only 8 rebounds. James Harden, 12 assists. Yeah, these two guys, very, very dynamic duo and fantasy beast, I would say. It will be fun to, if somehow you can get Harden and Joel Embiid both on your team next year and watch Sixers play, because everything is going through these two guys. Pretty much everything. All right, let's go to the next game. The Grizzlies lost to the Atlanta Hawks. 105-120. Ja Morant exited the game toward the end of the game, had some issues with his. Let's see, what's the issue? He's listed questionable, a back injury, but that's not great. A guy like that with his playing style has some back issues. Not great. Let's see if he misses time. If he ends up missing time, Tyus Jones could be a must roster. He's gonna come in, play 30 minutes, give you 6 assists and 1.5 steals. If he does miss time, Desmond Bane, 15 points with 3 threes and a steal. Dylan Brooks was in some foul trouble, 26 minutes. But I think with Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bane should still have really good value because he's still gonna hit a lot of threes. He took 9 threes this game. Right, it took even more shots than Dylan Brooks. But hey, if Ja Morant is out, who knows how many shots Dylan Brooks is going to decide to take. Steven Adams played okay, and Jaren Jackson for, 5th consecutive games, he was in foul trouble. But again, put up a great line, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 threes, a steal, and 2 blocks. But yeah, the man has been in foul trouble a lot lately. This game was against Trey. Well, Trey didn't even play this game, so who was he fouling? And Gallinari played, but only hit 2 free throws. When we look at the Atlanta Hawks side, yep, still all right. 5 steals and a block, 6 assists, 18 points. I don't think Trey is going to miss more time. But, we know if D'Lon gets 30 minutes, he's a must roster. Could be a top 50 player. Bogdanovic, without Trey, absolutely went off. 30 points with 3 steals and 5 threes. Really, really good game. He's been struggling pretty, massively in the last couple of games. To me, he's still a must roster, and Hunter and Kevin Huerter, these two guys could be streamed. Both had an okay game. And again, Clint Capella and Kungu splitting the minutes with Clint Capella getting 27. This really good game actually, 9 for 10 from the field, only 7 rebounds, but provided a steal and a block. And Okongwu, just the 18 minutes. But if you look at the line, really pretty, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, right? If you're looking for these big man stats, the blocks and rebound and field goal, he will give you that. And if they play some bad teams, if it's a blowout, he would sometimes get extra minutes. The next game is the Brooklyn Nets beat the Portland Trailblazers by just 5 points at home without Kyrie Irving. Trendon Watford, he's still played okay. Since Justice Winslow is back, he hasn't provided that that good of he was averaging like maybe over 20 points for a little stretch. Still could be a hold. The Portland Trailblazers, they do have a good schedule coming up. Justice Winslow, yes, we want to have him. 0 for 5 from the free throw line. That's the issue. He's gonna struggle from the field and from the free throw line a lot. But 3 steals and a block, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Like the counting stat he provides will be very, very solid. Drew Eubanks, if you're looking for field goal and rebounds, you could have him, but he doesn't really offer that many defensive stats. Almost 0 as a center. That's the concern. But if you're looking for field goal and rebounds, he's been providing that and scoring quite a bit as well. And Brandon Williams, again, another great game. 24 points, 1 for 3 from the free throw line, yes, but 3 steals and a block, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. How long can this last? When is Fernie Simons coming back? And another interesting guy is Chris Dunn. We know he could provide really good assists and steals. One of the highest steals guys in the entire NBA in the past couple of seasons. Again, 5 personal fouls because he's just super aggressive going for these steals. 26 minutes. Yeah, I think now he becomes a steal and assist streamer. If Fernie Simons doesn't come back, and Brandon Williams, we have to look at him as well. It's a couple good games in a row now. And Josh Hart, of course, is going to be the focus point with all the guys out. Played 40 minutes, 25 points. Yeah, really good stuff from Josh. And for the Brooklyn Nets, KD, 38 points. Yes, very, very easy game. 8 turnovers, but went to the free throw 15 times, hit 14, and huge field goal boost as well, 73%. Bruce Brown is a must roster. 33 minutes again. Provide a bit everything, and this man is just, I don't know. They weren't really using him all season, and lately he's been playing well and getting the minutes, so he's a must roster. Seth Curry came back. If Kyrie is out, Seth is gonna put up games like this. Sometimes you'll have games like this, 7 for 11. But I do think if Kyrie is back, he just kind of become that Joe Harris role, and I don't really expect him to put up he won't be scoring 27 points if Kyrie is playing. Goran Dragic, if Kyrie misses time, we could stream him 10 assists and 3 steals. He is really, really good. And Claxton had 2 blocks and 9 rebounds. He could be a streamer if you're looking for big man stats. Same thing with Andre Drummond. I don't think these 2 guys are must rosters. Andre Drummond, he's not gonna play 30 minutes. 20 to 23, he could grab you 10 rebounds, but everything else is gonna come and go. All right, let's go to the next game. Denver Nuggets went to Cleveland, and they lost overtime. Jokic, Jokic and Joel Embiid, these 2 guys. Jokic is a better fantasy player, but these 2 guys just these numbers for other guys it's a big game, but for them it's just another day at the office. 32 points, 10 rebounds, and Jokic, of course, the assist, 2 steals and a block. Great efficiency across the board. Will Barton struggled with his shot, but what else is new? They do have one more game this week. If you're looking for some counting stat, Will Barton can provide you that, but just gotta be careful with his efficiency. And Bones Highland played 35 minutes because Monty Morris is struggling a little bit. 17 points, 7 assists, and 3 steals. Really pretty line with 3 threes, but I don't think we could expect Monty Morris play 20 minutes to keep playing 20 minutes starting, right? Highland just had it going. We know Coach Malone is famous for that. He likes to, if he's playing, whoever is playing well, might get extra minutes this game, and the next game everything's gonna go back to normal. Jeff Green and Aaron Gordon, both guys are just, play huge minutes this game. But Aaron Gordon, if you don't care about the efficiencies, he could be streamed. And Jeff Green, the only thing he provides is the efficiency and not in huge volume. So I'm not a big fan of Jeff, unless they got 3 games in 4 nights. We could all leave him on the waiver wire. In the playoffs, especially this Denver team, they don't really have much fantasy talent. The next game, Washington Wizards went to the Knicks. It lost 97-100. The Knicks, let's see, do they have a chance to make the playoffs? They're 5 games out. Yeah, they don't have a chance. I don't think they're with 12 games left. They are 5 games behind the Charlotte Hornets. So their season is pretty much over. And same thing with Washington, of course. KCP, 1 steal and 2 blocks. That's great. If you're looking for defensive stats, KCP could be a stream. I do think they have a back-to-back Friday and Saturday, right? Or Sunday and Monday. Well, they actually have a back-to-back Friday and Saturday. So guys like Daniel Gafford, Corey Kispert, if you're looking for threes, Ron Neto, if you're looking for assists. A lot of guys on this team, if they got a back-to-back, we could look to stream. Danny Advia, same thing, although he didn't do anything this game. We know Porzingis played well again, but we know he's going to miss that game. They're back-to-back. So KCP, Ron Neto, Corey Kispert, even Ish Smith, probably should stream them Friday. But again, Friday got a lot of games. You probably have your whole roster playing. You have like 10 guys playing already, so stream doesn't really matter because you're not going to play them. But if you don't have enough 10 guys, some of these guys would have been a good stream. That's why it's important in the playoffs to get those back-to-backs in. Get extra games, and especially for example, like the steals category, steals, threes, assists. Like a low usage guy could come in and provide 2 steals easily. Like Ron Neto, if you are in a tight steals matchup, he could easily come in and give you 3 steals in 2 games, right? Like even if you have a first round player, it's not guaranteed. Points, rebound, assists for your top guys, those are pretty much guaranteed. But those defensive stats, it's not guaranteed, and threes, it's not guaranteed. You could stream Corey Kispert, hit 3 threes easily, right? And that could be a big boost. Kyle Kuzma, 18 points, 9 assists. Yeah, really good game from Kyle Kuzma. He's been cooling down quite a bit, but this is a good game to come back. And RJ and Randall combined for 12 for 44, man. 27% from the field, and they somehow still won this game. Efficiency was an issue for both guys and no defensive stat. Randall, huge game though, 17 rebounds. But again, his efficiency issues. Next year, this is the guy that if I'm punting, if I want to be strong, I don't want to say punting, efficiency, because Randall is not that horrible. Or like he doesn't provide a lot of defensive stats, but it's not that horrible that you have to punt defensive stats with this guy. But if I want to be strong in points, rebound, and assist, Randall is a guy that would target, when it's pick 50 or 40. Mitchell Robinson, no blocks, but 12 rebounds, continues to get huge minutes, continues to be a beast. And a must roster. Allen Burks and Aaron Fournier, these 2 guys could also be, like all 3 guards could be rostered and streamed. Emmanuel quickly, another decent game, 9 for 9 from the free throw line is actually huge. But it is how funny things turned out in New York, with D Rose and D Rose and Kemba out for season. All right, let's go to the next game. This game was a little wild. Lakers beat the Raptors in overtime. LeBron, 36 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 blocks with 2 threes. Scary stuff on LeBron. This guy, still playing. He's gonna miss some games, but man, I think his averages this season has been better than a lot of. If you just read the stats, you would think he's hitting his prime. Putting up great numbers in fantasy, of course. Dwight Howard played 23 minutes, and Wayne Gabriel coming out of nowhere played 25 minutes. Played super well. Hit 7 for 8, 3 for 3. But can we really trust him? Austin Reeves came off the bench. They just switching up. They're kind of desperate. Need switching up the lineup a little bit. Russell Westbrook, I would just say he could be a drop if you don't need the assist. Immediately, a great game from him. 22 points, triple-double, 4 threes. What's going on with them this game? All of a sudden, Raptors at home is pretty tough to beat. And the Lakers just turned it down. Malik Monk, we still want to roster him, even though he didn't really do much. This game, maybe because Carmelo didn't play. Maybe because Taylor Horton-Tucker didn't play. I don't know what happened this game. But starting Gabriel gave them the win. And we look at the Toronto Raptors. My God. All the starters play over 40 minutes in overtime. Scotty Barnes. My God. This man is really turning it up with OG. And OG is going to get reevaluated. I don't think we should have too much faith in OG. You should probably dropped him 2 weeks ago. Um, 31 points, 17 rebounds from Scotty is crazy. Really good game from him. And he always goes up versus the Lakers. Is that right? Pascal Siakam, 17 points, 7 assists. Did a bit of everything. Struggle from the free throw line. Gary Trent, decent game, 4 threes. He's just such a boost. The steals and the threes, these two categories give you such a big boost. And he almost averaged 20 points too. What a year has been for Gary Trent, and continues to put up great numbers. And Fred VanVleet, finally a decent game. 7 assists, 20 points, and 4 steals, and played 46 minutes. But, ever since the injury, this is the best game he's played. And Precious Achiuwa played 36 minutes, but, the Raptor bench guys, we can't really trust anybody to get consistent 20 to 25 minutes. And Precious Achiuwa, give him 25 minutes, he's probably the worst guy out of Chris Boucher and Thaddeus Young. So I don't think he has too much value unless they got a really good schedule. Let's look at the next game, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think Shea is just gonna get a questionable tag every game now. It's kind of LeBron, right? So I do think they got a back-to-back. I think he's gonna miss a game, but he's not gonna get a shutdown. I don't think. If he gets an injury, then yeah. Shea, another decent game, a steal and 2 blocks, 26 points. But interestingly, Pokusevski now gets 35 minutes. We have to pick him up now. Isaiah Roby has fallen out of favor. Only 19 minutes. We gotta drop him if you have him. They started Olivier Starr, but just 15 minutes. So we gotta trust Pokusevski. We gotta trust him. He had one of his best games with 15 rebounds, and who knows? I think him getting 30 minutes. If you don't care about the efficiencies, he could be really great. He could provide multiple categories. Darius Bazley. I don't know what's going on with this guy lately. He's been scoring a lot of points, but the defensive stats are not really there. Also a must roster. Aaron Wiggins. The minutes with him is still inconsistent, so I can't really trust it. But I do want to pick up Trey Mann, who took more shots than Shea this game. 25 points, 5 threes, and 8 rebounds. Nothing else. But and especially if Shea misses time, Trey Mann is gonna come in and have huge games. So I like him. We gotta look at him and stream. And for the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler is out, of course. My God, it's been frustrating if you have Jimmy Butler this year. And it's not like, I guess there was a period that he was out for a couple of weeks, but for majority of the season, he would just consistently get hurt every other game. It's always something else different. Jimmy Butler next year, if you can take him at the end of the second or early third, you're trying to build on an efficient team, I don't mind, but just don't take him where his rankings are at a per game basis, because he's just going to miss games. And he's going to get a year older too. I think it has something to do with the way he plays. Pretty hard-nosed defender. Dive for the loose balls, throw his body around. It's going to get you hurt. Kyle Lowry, this game, without Jimmy Butler, finally scored over 10 points, 16 points. That's great to see. Bam Adebayo has been unbelievable since coming back from his injury. In just 25 minutes, 8 for 10 from the field is huge. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. And nobody played high minutes because this game was out of hand in the fourth quarter. Tyler Hero got his points, easy 26 points. And if Jimmy Butler continues to be out, Gabe Vincent could be a stream, even though he went 1 for 9 this game. But he should be getting good enough minutes with good threes, good points, and good assists. All right, let's go to the next game. The Indiana Pacers, the battle of two young teams. Pacers got the win, sure, 121 and 118, so kind of close. Buddy Hield took 20 shots, 15 points. Not the best game from Buddy. They're not going anywhere, but they're still playing all the young guys huge minutes. O'Shea Brissett with 14 points, 8 rebounds. He could be streamed, but they don't have a good schedule, so we know he's going to come and play 30 minutes. But Gogo Badaze is interesting. With Isaiah Jackson out, if he can get consistent 30 minutes, he could be a monster versus such a matchup versus Rockets here. He could go off for 5 blocks any day of the 9 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. Overall, very good game from Gogo Badaze. But I know they have one more game left this week, and they don't have a good schedule next week. They don't have 3 games. But if you need blocks and Isaiah Jackson is still out, I will look to stream Badaze. Malcolm Brogdon, 25 points, great. And Tyrese Halliburton, whenever Brogdon plays, he just doesn't put up that. Seven still great line, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block, but just the 10 points in 1-3. And Jalen Smith, I want to point that out, is in 17 minutes, he played in 13 minutes he had 17 points and 10 rebounds. But what's interesting is that because Isaiah Jackson gets into foul trouble every single game, Jalen Smith is going to come in and take the backup minutes. But Bogo Badaze, he still had 5 fouls. But I don't know. You would think that with Isaiah Jackson now, Jalen Smith would get more minutes. I would monitor next game. If he doesn't get the minutes, I think he's a drop. For the Rockets, Eric Gordon was out, so Garrison Matthews could come in. He's a 3-point streamer. I think we know that. Jason Tate is not. I think he hasn't been putting up the numbers we want him to put up, so we could let him go. There should be way better options out there, in my opinion. Christian Wood, 32 points, 13 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 rebounds. What a game from Christian Wood late in the season. But, yeah. Definitely, if you drafted this guy top 40, he's not giving you that. And even if you pound free throws, I don't think he's giving you that value. Kevin Porter Jr. and Jaylen Greene both. Kevin Porter Jr. has been scoring a lot, and the assist numbers has been down. Rockets, they got a good schedule. You don't care about the efficiency. He's somebody you could turn to. And Jaylen Greene, 20 points. Yeah, he's been playing much better and better lately. 20 points, 7 for 7 from the free throw line. That's huge. 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and a block. I like what he's been doing. He's a must roster. And Anthony Shangoon had 3 blocks in 22 minutes. He's not a must roster as long as Christian Wood is playing. If they got a back-to-back, he's definitely somebody we want to stream. But after that, we gotta let him go. And Kenny Martin Jr. and Dennis Schroeder, both guys are not really relevant. Let's go to the next game. The New Orleans Pelicans beat the San Antonio Spurs. Yes, they need to make the plays, which they are the 10th seed. Them at Lakers. And this is a key game because the Spurs are 2.5 games behind. After this win, they're 2.5, so they were kind of close with this win that really separated them. Now it's 2.5. Herbert Jones played just 25 minutes because there was a blowout. No worries, only 1 steal. Jackson Hayes had a huge game, hit 3 threes, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 16 points, and 8 rebounds, just across the board, really good stuff. He has not been good. Very inconsistent, but this is why because the blocks, 3 blocks is huge. In a playoff matchup, like most teams probably average around 30 blocks, so that's like one game getting 3 blocks is like scoring 50 points. Your star player scores 50. But again, blocks is high variance. We know that. Valanciunas, easy game, 16 points and 12 rebounds. CJ played just 20 minutes with 20 points and 3 steals. Devontae Graham, I think we could still have him. But, now, guys started coming back. Brandon Ingram is going to be back soon. He's going to be a drop real soon. But we still want to stream him for some guard stats before Brandon comes back. And the bench guys got a few extra minutes, but let's not worry about them because it was a blowout. Otherwise, they would not be getting the minutes. Devin Vassell, 18 points, 3 threes, and a steal. Yeah, it's fine. Not the best game from him. And let's just check his rankings in the last 2 weeks. 128th ranked player in the last 2 weeks, averaging 1 steal and 0.9 blocks. So the defensive stats are okay, but efficiencies were pretty poor. So it depends on what you need. If you need defensive stats and you don't care about the field goal, I still think he could have good games. And next week, if he started averaging 2.2 steals and 1 block, he could be that top 50. So he's still a hold for me. Kelton Johnson, 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists with 2 threes. Not the best game from him. Jacob Poeltl, 27 points. Sorry. Jacob Pertl, 27 minutes, 7 points, 8 rebounds, with no defensive stats, so that's kind of disappointing. And DeJounte Murray, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, is still on the block. Continues to put up great numbers even though they got blown out. All right, let's go to the next game. We only have 3 games left. The LA Clippers lost to the Utah Jazz. This game, Donovan Mitchell was out. And I checked the schedule. It's not like the Jazz had a back-to-back today. So I don't know if it's just a maintenance day for him. They have a back-to-back coming up. So Mitchell could miss another game here. And Jordan Clarkson would be the biggest beneficiary. And Bogdanovich is also out. But it doesn't matter. They won by 30. Batum played just 11 minutes. I mean, what's going on this game? The minutes were all over the place. Marcus Morris Sr. played 13 minutes. Zubac played 20. Who's been playing very, very well. Like Monday, he just had a huge game. And again, the Clippers don't have a great schedule next week. So we have to let these guys go. If you're streaming Batum, if you have Marcus Morris Sr., they only have 2 games next week. So I don't think... Let me put the... Yeah, we gotta let all of the Clipper guys go. 2 games next week. And, you know, you're in the playoffs already, so they don't have a back on the weekend. They don't have a game on the weekend. So if it's not close, you gotta drop them all. If it's close, you gotta drop them all. And even if it is not close, you could drop them and just prepare for next week because they only got 2 games this week. Amir Coffey coming and play 30 minutes, did absolutely nothing. Let's not worry about him. Even Reggie Jackson played 14 minutes. So all they're just playing so poorly that Ty Lue basically benched all their starters. And Robert Covington, of course, got the extra minutes, looked really pretty. But I don't expect Robert Covington... Again, they only have 2 games next week. So it's drop city. I don't think there's anybody you need to hold on to. You could drop the entire Clippers roster, given the schedule. They only have 2 games in the next 9 days. Drop everybody. For the Utah Jazz, Juancho Hernan-Gomez is interesting. You know, as long as Bogdanovich out, he could come in and play 25 minutes. They have a back-to-back coming up Sunday, Monday. If Bogdanovich continues to miss, I think I'm interested in him. Royce O'Neal had a steal, 5 points. Yeah, he could be streamed next week. Well, this Sunday and Monday for the back-to-back. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, it could be a stream. You could hope that he goes off for 30 points if Donovan Mitchell, because he has such high usage, right? Everybody's going to take a few more shots. Mike Conley struggled without Donovan, but they won by 30 points, so it doesn't really matter. And Jordan Clarkson, yes, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. If you stream Jordan Clarkson this week, he's been giving you really unbelievable value this week. And I think, you know, if you... Yeah, 44th ranked player in the last week. 33 minutes, 25 points with 3 threes, and added 1.5 steals as well, 53 points. So, you know, he's actually, in the last week, better than Donovan Mitchell. Even though Donovan Mitchell averaged 30 points. So that's a 5-point difference per game, but he's just being way more efficient and getting way more steals than Donovan as well. So really, really good stream out of Jordan Clarkson this week, if you stream this guy. That sometimes could be the difference. You know, streaming one guy and that guy is popping off the entire week. Top 40, top 30 player. Yeah. Especially giving you such a big boost in points and threes. We look at the next game. The Chicago Bulls lost to the Phoenix Suns. My God. No CP3, no worries. Seriously. They won by 27 points. Just really scary, well coached, and this team's got everything, you know. For the Bulls. DeRozan, what's going on with this man? Just 19 points. You know, he was making himself some MVP case. He was making himself to be MVP, making a case for himself to be the MVP for a little stretch, averaging like 30 points. But now, just 19 points, mediocre, and the Bulls were losing. So, yeah, not great. Vucevic, 16 points, 7 rebounds. This entire Bulls team have been playing pretty poorly the past couple games. Right, the big three for them, not great. Is it because Caruso coming back? I don't know. Should not be the case. Caruso, if you need assists and steals, we got to have him. Again, did not have the best game here. Only 1 steal and 3 assists. Yeah, the Bulls collectively as a whole been struggling pretty hard. Hopefully they could play some easy matchup and bounce back. Playing the Suns not fun to play against them. We look at the Suns. Meanwhile, easy game for a lot of these guys. And Devin Booker easy 28 points. Cameron Payne just a 7 assists and 15 points. That's still great. He's gonna easily average 8 assists without CP3 and him playing 30 plus minutes. DeAndre Ayton 20 and 12. Another DeAndre Ayton game in 24 minutes. Just absolutely no defensive stats. Mikal Bridges had 3 blocks, 11 points. He's been stepping up, I would say, with this season. He's been scoring a lot. And I complain about his lack of defensive stats. He had 3 blocks here, so that's great. Yeah, in the last week, averaged 1.3 steals and a block, 42nd ranked player. So really love what Mikal Bridges has been doing. And let's go to the last game. The Celtics blown out the Kings 126-197 should be not be a surprise. And Robert Williams, very, very sad, played just 19 minutes, had 4 points. Thought, he played against a matchup versus the Kings, he's gonna put up a great game, but that's not the case. Was in a bit of foul trouble and just didn't play in the fourth quarter, I don't think. Ended up with 18 minutes. Al Horford 21 minutes, yes. The big man for this team, they because the game was out of reach also. Don't want to put extra load on these guys. Jason Tatum, 32 points. And Jaylen Brown, yeah, everybody, Jaylen Brown and Tatum played really well versus the bad Kings team. And Marcus Smart had 8 assists and 4 steals. Derrick White, I think he had 7 points, 5 assists, and 1 steal and played 30 minutes. But I think most nights he's been playing 25. On top of that, the Celtics don't have a good schedule. So I think we could let Derrick White go. If, let's say, Jaylen Brown is out or Marcus Smart is out, then we could look at Derrick White. But he has been playing very, very poorly. He hasn't adjusted well on this Celtics team. So really disappointing. He's kind of like a top 50 player. Now it's, I don't know where his rankings are. Probably outside of 200. We look at the Kings. Justin Holiday and Dante DiVincenzo. I said I prefer Dante DiVincenzo, and this game just completely the other way. Justin Holiday, for whatever reason, played 40 minutes. I don't know why. This game was out of reach, but don't want to give the minutes to the young guys. And he hit 6 threes, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. But both guys, Justin Holiday and Dante DiVincenzo, could be streamed for steals and threes. They're kind of similar. The Kings, if they got a good schedule, of course. Trey Lyles, yes, he could also be streamed. He's been getting over 30 minutes, providing good enough points and threes and rebounds. So if you need these 3 categories, you could potentially look at him. And Harrison Barnes was absolutely horrible. Do you really want to hold on to him? Next game, he could have a 20-point game. But again, if you don't need the points, if you don't need the rebounds, I think we could let him go and stream somebody that give you the categories you need. This game, De'Aaron Fox out. Devon Mitchell played 35 minutes. Yeah, don't hate it. If De'Aaron Fox is out, we could stream him. If you're looking for some points, threes, but he doesn't provide a lot of defensive stats. Sabonis, what a game! 30 points and 20 rebounds, and steal and a block. But what's the point, man? This Kings team, after the trade, is going nowhere. And that's it for all the games, guys. I'll see you next time.